What's happening, Coachella Valley? This is Craig Campbell for CoachellaValley.com, and I got a special guest with me tonight. This is Dr. Matthew V. DILTZ. He is the
medical director at Desert Orthopedic Center.
And we're here at that center right now in this wonderful boardroom. And I've been meaning to get this interview with you for a long time. You and I have been running into each other as we cover so many things together. BNP, the Firebirds, different things throughout the valley. And you are involved in so many aspects of those things. Team physician or director for the Firebirds?
So the Firebirds, we've been there since the beginning, which has been great to grow with the team. I worked with Pat St. Pierre, one of the other doctors. He's now retiring. We have his retirement party coming up. So now I serve as the medical director for the team. So I coordinate their care. If they have an injury, a lot of times we'll see them in clinic. We'll walk through the recovery and see what we can do to get them back out there on the ice.
And you do a lot here, of course, at Desert Orthopedic Center. You're the director of sports medicine here, and
so I'm the medical director and I'm director of sports medicine. So coordinate the care with a lot of the different physicians. We all have our own subspecialties, but I do a lot of the sports care, which has been great for me. It's a great experience, and really happy to have this opportunity.
So how many years here, Desert Orthopedic?
So I'm going on 16, 17 years now. So it seems like it doesn't seem like it's been that long or that I'm that old, but it's actually been quite a while.
Well, speaking of age, I understand you just turned half a century, 50th birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And so we all want to know, of course, how you celebrated it.
My wife and I went to Hawaii for about a week or so and just had a great time. Just first time going to the Big Island. I wanted to go somewhere where I hadn't been before, some new experiences. Went up to one of the top of the volcanoes and saw the stars from up there, which was a great experience. And one of the other volcanoes was actually exploding, so I actually had a chance to see the eruption of one of the other volcanoes in the Big Island, so it was quite an experience.
You know, you were telling me that a lot of orthopedic surgeons obviously specialize and do a fellowship. Is that a 5-year-long fellowship?
So we do, after college, you have 4 years of medical school, and then you have 5 years of orthopedic residency, and then after that, you're a board-certified orthopedic surgeon, and a lot of us go on to do another year of subspecialty. So my subspecialty was in Boston, and that was for sports medicine.
At Harvard, I understand.
So. Yeah, it was part of the Harvard combined program. It was a great experience. I still have mentors out there that I can reach out to that have done just amazing things. So it was a great opportunity for me, and it's a great network to develop.
So your undergraduate degree was at USC, is that correct?
Yes.
And then you did your medical degree at Tulane?
Correct.
And then you went on to Irvine.
For 5 years at Ortho.
Bouncing all around. And then you finished up
in Boston.
That's right, at Harvard for your fellowship. How did you end up here in the Coachella Valley?
I'm from Southern California originally, so I grew up towards LA, went to USC. I'm a big USC fan. I'm a Trojan at heart, but it was nice after traveling around to set up this for myself and for my family. It was nice to come back and set our roots here.
You know, you mentioned your family, 3 boys, right? And I think you said that all of them are sport beasts. I think that was your word. So tell me about where they're at, what they're doing. I know you're a proud dad.
Yeah, so my oldest is at UCLA. He's I mentioned USC, but I'm becoming a Bruin fan too. But he's a sophomore there, and then I have one of my sons is a junior in high school, and then I have another one that's a freshman. But they're really good athletes. They play water polo, which is an intense sport. I played some in high school myself, but it's one that takes dedication. They're up lifting weights, starting sometimes at 5:30 in the morning, and they're doing swimming for conditioning after that. So they work hard.
And are you, Dad, joining them in any of these activities?
No, I enjoy working out in the morning, and sometimes I'll get up to the gym at 5:30 and they're already up there. So it's pretty impressive.
That's fantastic. So I want to know a little bit about how a young man or child, I don't know where you got the dream of deciding to go down this road, because it's a major commitment. How long does it really take to become where you're at as an orthopedic surgeon?
So, like I said, there's the 4 years of college after high school, and then there's another 5 years of residency. At least during residency, you're not paying money. So 4 years of medical school, and then 5 years of residency. You're getting paid, but it's not really very good money, and then a year of fellowship after that.
So a decade of commitment before.
And then after that, you're working yourself through the ranks. It's not like I walked out and I was the medical director for a lot of the different professional sports. I had to work my way into that role. So it's just like anything in life. It's a commitment, and if you stick to it and if you're passionate about what you do, it's easier to be successful.
So did you start at a different practice, and at some point did you maybe entertain having your own, or have you had your own?
No, I started here straight out of my fellowship and have had a great opportunity. The Desert Orthopedic Center has really grown, and it's been nice to be there through a lot of the growth. We've really kind of developed and hired more practitioners. We have 48 practitioners now providing care, so it's been a great opportunity for me.
Not only are you taking care of so many patients out here, but we mentioned this earlier that you work for the Firebirds, BNP you're also a part of, American Express, which is here right now, starting tomorrow, first round, going through Sunday. I understand that you'll also be a part of that. High school, you mentioned those things that you're completely involved in. Do you have a favorite?
I've been doing the BNP. I love the Firebirds. I mean, the Firebirds have been a great experience. They've been very generous with me, and it's been great to know the players. I'm super involved in that as the medical director. And then also with the BNP, I've been doing that for 16 years, and the medical director as well. So I've gotten to know a lot of the trainers that come in every year. I've gotten to know a lot of the players. So both of those have been just a great opportunity and just unbelievable experience. So.
We talked a little bit about the facilities and the equipment and things like that. I would assume that, if you're covering high school sports or you're a director, you mentioned this a little bit. Tell me a little bit more about high school sports and how you're managing that throughout the Coachella Valley.
So, like I said, we've really grown at Desert Orthopedic Center. So we actually have grown. We have primary care sports medicine doctors here. Dr. Abdul Masi has been with us for several years, and he's been a breath of fresh air. Dr. Daniel Roshan started with us, and some of their background is in concussions and care, and we really know the importance of that now. So for the high school football teams, we make sure that there's a physician present at those games, so if somebody is suspected of having a concussion, to make sure that they put their helmet down, they're out, because if they get a second injury, it can be devastating. And then we have the ability to provide care, do a return to play program for these athletes, and make sure that they're getting the best of medical care. And in the past, people used to put the kids right back in. Oh, you just got your bell rung, and we've realized now that that's really led to some serious injuries. So we're there to protect the high schools. We also do the pre-participation physicals, and we can have sometimes hundreds of kids, and they charge $20 or $30 a child, and we give that all back to the sports programs. So it's been really good for the sports programs and funding for the programs and getting their kids cleared. So Eisenhower's given us the opportunity to do a lot of work in promoting sport, but promoting sport safely and making sure that we protect our children.
So not only do you provide a discount, but then the extra money actually goes right back into the programs themselves at each school.
Oh, we don't take a dollar. I don't take a penny. I don't take every penny goes back to the school.
So that's unbelievable. So where that funding comes from?
So a lot of times, if you're going to participate in sport, it's California law. You have to have a pre-participation physical. So it makes it easy for the kids because they all come to school a certain day, and then we'll have a number of providers. Eisenhower has fellows and residents, and then as an orthopedic surgeon looking at their different sports injuries. So they bring them in, the family brings them in. There's a $30 charge for the physical, but that doesn't go to the doctor. That actually goes to the school.
So this interview is on January 21st. We have a Firebirds game, a puck drop in just a couple hours, which is crazy because I'll be covering it. And, of course, you're the team physician. I keep saying that. Maybe I don't have the name correct, but we'll just stay with that. You were talking a little bit about what can you actually do during the game? Like, tell me what that experience is like for you. Are you usually there on the bench, or are you in a different location? And tell me what you do.
The games are great experiences, and it's nice taking care of the team because we'll get there early if we need to check on some of the players, if there's any injuries, or if we've got imaging, we'll sit down with the players, we'll talk about it. Brett Bernstein and JB are the two main trainers, and they've done a great job of having everything organized and making sure that the players get top care. So they also have a lot of medical supplies, there's laceration trays, there's needles and local, so if somebody has a laceration, we can clean it out.
Does that mean you're stitching them up?
We'll stitch them up and
You're
put
the
them back
guy,
out there.
and then
Yeah.
you push them out?
Yeah, so,
With
but these
your-
guys are
with your
tough.
approval, of
Yeah,
course.
and they want to go back out there. But for each game, we have primary care, sports medicine there, as well as orthopedic surgery. So if there's any concern of a concussion or anything else, we can evaluate them. They all have pre-participation baseline levels of the test they take to evaluate for a concussion. If there's any question, they're done. And it's the unwritten rule that when you're the home team, if the visiting team has an injury or has a laceration or has something that needs imaging, then we'll coordinate that cure as well.
So, obviously soccer, it's very, very, very popular, especially here in the Coachella Valley. And the Coachella Valley Invitational is coming up again. Preseason for both MLS and the women as well. And I understand that you're involved in that too.
Medical director there too. Golden Voice has been really, really useful and really facilitated us coordinating their care. And that's a lot of fun because I end up talking to a lot of trainers from across, and actually a lot of doctors that are team physicians for a lot of the players. And we've gotten diagnostic ultrasounds, we've done MRIs, we've done different types of injections. So we have an opportunity to really care for the players, and I've gotten to know a lot of them. A lot of the guys from the Galaxy are considered friends, played golf with them, and yeah, it's another opportunity that's been presented.
When did you know that you wanted to become a doctor and then an orthopedic surgeon?
So doctor from a young age, I always wanted to do that, and that was always my career path. Even when I started college, I was wanting to go. I started off biomedical engineering and then doing kinesiology, but I knew that was the career path I wanted. Always been involved in sports, always loved that, and so once I started doing medical school, I gravitated that way. I didn't know I wanted to be a surgeon until I actually experienced that. I thought there was no way I wanted to be a surgeon, and then spent some time doing surgery and realizing how great that was. And there's a lot of crossover with sports about really feeling like you need to focus, and your hand-eye skills are important, hand-eye coordination, and so kind of combining all of those things, it was a nice natural progression for my career.
Well, you're super fit. You look super fit right here, and I'm just wondering, were you an athlete at any time in sport?
I was, and it's kind of funny. My athletic career got sidetracked. My older brother, who's much bigger than I am, he was like 6'5", 250 when he was in college. He played tight end at SC, so he was there on scholarship. My football career was cut short. My first year, I fell and broke my wrist before the first game. My second year, I dislocated my shoulder after the first game. So I had one game after 2 years of football, so I decided it wasn't for me. I'd always been a swimmer, so I took up water polo and did very, very well. And so I've always been involved in sports, and so that was kind of my career path. Didn't lead me to be a professional athlete, but to take care of them, so I'm lucky.
But your sons are carrying on your legacy in water polo.
Yes, they're, like I said, extremely dedicated. And not only that, they're really good. Both of them were all league. My freshman, even as a freshman, was playing on varsity and not really coming out.
So anybody that's young and they're thinking about maybe following your footsteps, especially after this interview, what could you give as advice or something through experiences that you've learned that you might be able to provide to them?
We have opportunities to shadow here, so I've had a number of people come. Usually it's somebody that maybe had a sports injury when in high school or reconstructed their ACL, and they wanted to see what it was like from the other side. So there are opportunities at Desert Orthopedic Center for that. But just getting out there and trying to put yourself out and seeing, a lot of times the reality of a career isn't what you expected it to be. In this case, I really think it is everything that I wanted it to be, but to do your best to experience it.
How would a young person maybe figure out shadow? Like what's the process?
They can reach out to Desert Orthopedic Center, and some of the administrative staff can help them with it. There's definitely different organizations within the high schools where people are interested in medicine, but just being involved as much as possible is a good idea.
So I know you are a great sport fan. Is there a particular sport that you love to watch the most? NFL football or?
I love football. As I said, I'm a big Trojan fan. They have been disappointing a lot with their football team, but I enjoy watching. I enjoy watching football with my kids. That's something I've always enjoyed. And like I said, I help coordinate care for a lot of the football teams out here. So I really enjoy those. The 2 or 3 weeks of the BNP, I've become a big tennis fan. Opportunity to watch and participate in their care, and see them go out and really root for them after I've seen them in the training room, or we've done something, whether it be an injection or whatever for them. And that's a whole different role when you're actually helping them kind of compete. Soccer is, I love watching soccer. My kids were good soccer players, really good soccer players as well. So there's not one sport, but I just love the competitiveness and the nature of sport.
What's really exciting about the Coachella Valley is just how much sports come here at the highest level. And it's, we're like a village here in a way, and easy to get around. And what a phenomenal opportunity for you, just like us as media and credential. It's like it all comes here.
Right.
And you just have this incredible experience. Anything that sticks out in the 17 years of being here?
Just like I said, it's been an amazing place for me and my family to grow and flourish, and all the opportunities I've been given. Praise God for that. So I'm very, very fortunate.
You mentioned to me that you have clinic. I'm not sure really what that is, but I was curious, and I thought I'd ask you a little bit more about that, because not only are you operating, but you're doing clinic, which, tell me a little bit about what that means.
So typically I'll do 2 days of surgery a week and then 3 days of clinic. And clinic's the time where if somebody has an injury, they come in, take a look at the x-rays. If we need to get imaging, MRI, then they follow up afterwards and then make that decision for surgery. And then after the surgery is over, continue to follow the patient along and make sure they make a full recovery. So a lot of what I do is surgery driven, but in order to get there, we have to do the workup first and have a game plan and then do the follow through.
Well, I know this personally because in 2019 you took care of my right knee, a meniscus tear.
Yeah.
Because I like to think I do a lot of sports too. Maybe it's just something silly like moving a chair. I don't know what I did back then, but it's just been incredible. That surgeries have been incredible, and I feel like I've had just such a full recovery, which makes my relationship with you even more special. And I really appreciate you every single time we're somewhere out doing something.
Yeah.
I see you.
It's
sitting
amazing
at BNP.
how many times we've run into
I
each
know.
other.
Down on the courts or out on the golf course or here and there, and it's always just so fun to say hello to you and touch base with you. So. You know what? I've actually had a great time. I hope you enjoyed the interview, and I appreciate you taking the time. I'll just give you one last opportunity to speak to Coachella Valley. Today's California, also today's Canada. So we reach out throughout all of that and just share from the heart.
No, I appreciate everything that I've been given. I appreciate all the opportunities, and hopefully continue to serve the players, the professional athletes and the ones that are recreational athletes as well.
Here with Dr. Matthew V. DILTZ, and I'm Craig Campbell for CoachellaValley.com. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.